Yo, we back from halftime. And for you guys that have been following the show, you guys know what we do in halftime, in the locker room during halftime. We make adjustments. So we had to make a big time adjustments. We gave you a little sneak peek on who this guest is, getting ready to join us, all things covered. One of the more electrifying players to ever lace up his cleats. So we had to go ahead and swap out some things. And so what I did was I swapped out the CB for an RB. Pat P had to go back to Minnesota and get some things together for training camp. So he's right now grinding. But this is an individual that used to grind, used to tear up your favorite team. NFL Offensive Player of the Year in 2009. Three-time Pro Bowler. Only player in NFL history with over 2,500 yards from scrimmage in one season. So he ain't just CJ2K, he's CJ 2.5K. Put some respect on his name. Most rushing touchdowns of more than 75 yards in NFL history. You can follow him on Twitter at Chris Johnson 28. You can follow him on Instagram at Chris Johnson TWO, the number 8. One of the more electrifying players I've ever played against. One of the most feared players that I ever played against is joining us here, all things covered. Chris Johnson, man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Just chilling, man. What a great intro. Real great intro.
Oh, no, man. Hey, listen, man. I real recognize real and real respect real. You know what I mean? And you was not just a baller, man. You was a guy who went out and got it done and did it the right way. So, man, listen, I'm a fan. When I played against you, man, I was a fan. Of course, I was trying to take your head off. But listen, I respect the game and how you went about your business. And talking about, who you were as a player, I said one of the more electrifying players to ever play the game. We all know, you were an elite NFL running back, a guy who had the combine record for a while. But coming out of high school, you were only a 2-star recruit coming out of high school. How was that possible?
Man, it's crazy, man. I was just talking to somebody about that the other day. Know what I'm saying? It's like you can't, not just somebody, I was talking to some kids too, like you just can't, a lot of kids are now these days are caught up on the 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. But I'm like, man, some of the best players that then came through the NFL was 2-star, 3-star. Mm-hmm. Know what I'm saying? And it's all because of like, everybody just can't see everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to recruiting, ratings and all that, like if you're not, it's hard to get noticed. It's different these days because we got YouTube, we got internet. Back when we was coming out 2004, 2003, it wasn't no internet, no nothing. So it's hard to be seen. I didn't go to any camps or anything like that. So how can I expect like a Florida State or Ohio State or Alabama or USC to come see me at this school in Orlando? Know what I'm saying? They got 300, 400, 500 kids coming to their camps. Know what I'm saying? So, I ain't know the formula. So now it's different that I got kids. Now I know the formula. I know for my kids to be noticed, to be seen, to be recruited the right way, I have to send them to these camps or whatever like that. But, it was kind of good for me because I always kept that as a chip on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? I'm a 2-star. All these guys that's ranked higher than me, I just kept the chip on my shoulder, and that kept me have something to work for when I get to college. You know what I'm saying? So,
and you look at some of the other notable players at that time that came out with you in the class of 2004. You were actually the 113th ranked running back in the class. You had Adrian Peterson and Marshawn Lynch, who were the top running backs in that class. It's not about how you start. For the kids that are listening to us and watching us, it's not about how you start. This is an individual who was a 2-star, but used it as motivation, didn't make any excuses, and the rest is history. So that's an unbelievable story. You turned a 2-star player into a 9-year vet. Think about that. 10-year vet. I'm sorry, I shortchanged you. You're a 10-year, a dime, double-digit vet, Pro Bowler. You know what I mean? Outstanding numbers. So it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. Kids, make sure you remember that and use whatever they're saying negative about you as a motivational chip, and you can go do whatever it is you want to do. So at what age did you realize you were faster than everyone else?
At what age? I would say it really didn't hit me until probably like 10th grade.
Mm-hmm.
10th grade, I always was fast. Know what I'm saying? I used to race up and down like in the hallways in school and stuff like that. I knew I was one of the fastest, but it didn't get into like my 10th grade year. I still remember my 10th grade year. No, actually my 9th grade year, because my 9th grade year, I ended up playing varsity with me and my oldest brother. So we played the football season. Then so we went out for track. Then when we went to track, I beat him. So we lined up and we raced. I beat him. When I beat him, he quit running track. He was in 10th grade. I was in 9th grade. He quit running track. And ever since that day, that's when something just clicked into me. And then after that, like I was just always the fastest around the whole city. You know what I'm saying? One of the fastest in the state. Like it was just crazy. And then I ran track every off season. Then I just went to start again, first place. And then it just clicked in me, man.
Do you remember your fastest 100 time in high school?
Yeah, my fastest 100 time was a 10.38.
Ooh.
Yeah. 10.38. Yeah.
And you got to realize, you know, a good time high school in the 100 is 10.6. That's a great time. That's a good time. You know what I'm saying? You running 10.6, you running.
You're right. And it's crazy that you say that because, man, being in Florida is tough being in Florida because I'm running 10.38 and I'm coming in second and third at state. You know what I'm saying? Walter Dix and Xavier Carter.
Oh, yeah. Now, when you mention them names, for anyone who lived in the state of Florida, you know exactly who he talking about. Walter Dix went to Florida State.
Yeah.
Carter went to LSU, and them boys didn't play around. So your 10-3 got you third place.
Third place. Well, second place because it was different divisions.
Okay.
I got second place in the 100. But the crazy thing about it, I look around the city, different states. People running 10.6, 10.7 win the state. I'm like,
no question.
Crazy.
But you know, CJ, you know that speed in Florida a little different.
Yeah, that Florida is different.
It's a little different. And talking about Florida, your time in Florida playing high school football got you an opportunity to go to ECU, East Carolina University, 4 very good years at ECU, opened a lot of eyes. Where do you think you were going to go, you know, during the pre-draft process, you know, getting ready for the combine, pre-combine? Where did you think you were going to go? And then where did you think you were going after you ran that 4.24? So 2-part question. Before the combine, where did you feel like you were going to go in the draft? And after you dropped that 4.2, you know, where did you think you were going then?
Well, I was projected to go like second, third round or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that I was so mad at that because I had to put up the stats, the season, like I had the film, everything. And so I always knew I was gonna run a 4.2. You know what I'm saying? I know it was gonna shoot up the boards. So when I go to the combine, you know, you got all the different meetings. They ask me, they like, so what do you think you're gonna run the 40? I say, man, I'm gonna run like a 4.25. All of them laughed at me. They laughed. I'm like, all right, cool. I go out there. I actually run lower. I run a 4.24. I thought I was gonna run 4.25, but then shit, it shot me up first round, so it did its job.
And you know what? It's funny that we're talking about this draft process because I was just in Canton with a lot of my former teammates. You know what I mean? Most of us, you know, defensive guys, and we remember during that pre-draft process, we knew we were going to take a running back.
Yeah,
we knew we were going to take a running back, and we eventually heard after the fact that the Steelers were definitely strongly considering Chris Johnson. Instead of Chris Johnson, we went with Rashard Mendenhall, who had a pretty good career. But, you know, Chris Johnson is Chris Johnson. And I think the next pick, the Tennessee Titans picked Chris Johnson. Anytime during your pre-draft, did you get a good vibe from Pittsburgh? Because we heard, you know, from the scouting department, from the powers that be, they definitely were high on you, but it just didn't work out. Did you think you were going to be did you think it was a possibility that you could have been a Steeler?
Yes, it's crazy. I'm going to tell you this story. I was supposed to be a Steeler. Man,
tell me this story. Tell me this story.
A situation happened on you know, you do the visits. After, after the combine? You have the visits. So, mind you, I'm claustrophobic, right?
Yep.
So, you know, you go to the combine, they make you do all the stuff, all the doctors, all the MRIs and all that. So for some reason, I had the tablet. I had no choice. Whatever. They stuck me into the goddamn machine. Mm-hmm. I'm in there. Oh my gosh. You know how they say push the button if you got to come out. Yeah. I keep pushing the button and I finally get it done. Right. So I go to my visit. I get to Pittsburgh. We in there, they talk to me. I talk to all the coaches, Tomlin, everything. They love me, this and that. So they leave out the room. Tomlin come back. No, the running back coach come. I forgot who it was.
Kirby. I think it was Coach Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby.
Yeah, the black guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
He like, man, you know, our team doctors and stuff, they want to send you. They want to send you to the hospital to take an MRI. I'm like, man, I can't do that. I say, man, I'm claustrophobic. I just toughed it out at the combine.
Yeah.
I just toughed it out at the combine. I'm like, So he leave out. Tomlin come in. Tomlin like, man, listen, you know, we got plenty of guys way bigger than you, like linemen. They have to go in there and take MRI. I'm like, coach, man, listen. Man, I'm claustrophobic. I can't do it. I say, only way this gonna happen, man. They gonna have to put me to sleep.
Yeah,
to put me in there. Mm-hmm. Know what I'm saying? So he leave out for a little bit, this and that, and he come back in. He like, man, no. So I call my agent. And I'm telling my agent what's going on, this and that, whatever. Agent just like, man, if you claustrophobic and you can't do it, just let him know. So I told him. So he leave out. They leave out. He gone probably like 15, 20 minutes, and he like, man, we really need you to take the MRI, but if you can't take it, man, we just gonna have to send you home. We can't really do business with you. So I'm like, shit. So they sent me home. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, it's crazy because at the time, I think Willie Parker was still there.
Yeah. Willie Parker was kind of on his way out.
Yeah, but you know, I'm young. I don't know no better. So I'm like, man, I don't even know where I'm going to Pittsburgh. I know they ain't finna draft me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't thinking they was going to draft me or whatever. But that's what happened. And now that I go back and think about it, I think they was probably going to take me. They took Mendenhall instead, but I think they was going to take me. But they didn't take me because I wouldn't take the MRI on the visit.
Oh, man. Yo, CJ, man, listen, we've heard this story many a times. We talked about this story like that, and we're going to hit on the year when you went crazy, when you went stupid crazy, right?
Yeah.
But we talked about this because we like, man, listen, man, they said we were supposed to draft Chris Johnson. And initially, you know, people were like, man, that's a lie. We weren't taking Chris Johnson because you're not passing up on Chris Johnson. But the story behind the story was you didn't get in because, you know, of your fear. You know what I mean? So we were like, still, like, hot. And for us, and you, Chris, you know, you played against us on the defensive end. Man, we felt like we get 17, 18 points, we're going to win. That was our mentality. Exactly. And we're like, if you give us that right there in the backfield, who, like you said, Willie Parker was there, but he was about to be on his way out. You know how the league is. They get prepared for the next guy. If you give us a guy who's going to give us a 4-2 at any given time, oh, man, we felt like we would have had 2 more rings. We literally just had this conversation in Canton, Ohio. Me and a few other defensive guys. Matter of fact, your former teammate was there, Chris Hope, who you played with in Tennessee. You know, we were all chopping it up. And we were just saying, man, if we had Chris Johnson, we definitely, worst case scenario, getting 2 more rings. Hands down.
Yeah, it would. Now I think about it, it would have been crazy, man. It would have been crazy. But I just felt like, man, I honestly feel like, and you know, I always felt some type of way about Pittsburgh because of that situation. Because I feel like it could have been handled. It could have been handled differently.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't just like, I can see if I was just in there being cocky, like, man, I done been to all these different doctors. I don't feel like going to see no doctor.
Yeah. But you actually had a fear. It was documented.
To this day, if I have to get an MRI, I have it even happened so the injury that they was trying to look at, it was something that happened my sophomore year in college. Mm-hmm. So in order for them to find that injury, they had to put me to sleep, to put me in the MRI machine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like they should have handled the situation differently. I'm telling them this is a fear. I'm really claustrophobic. Man, I'm a young kid, never been through this situation before. Y'all, they could have handled it differently. You know what I'm saying? If they really want to see this, okay, we'll put you to sleep. Man, all this money that these teams got, we'll put you to sleep. You just gotta stay here an extra day. Cool, let's run it. You know what I'm saying? It could have been handled.
Oh my goodness. Listen, a lot of people don't know about this story. You know what I mean? So this is what we provide here, All Things Covered. The story within the story. Steeler Nation, man, if we had Chris Johnson, at least two.
You the first person I ever told this story because you telling me that y'all thought that y'all was gonna take me, and y'all was right. I think it really would have happened because y'all picked before the Titans picked.
And we needed a running back.
Right.
We needed a running back. It was a given. Yeah. We definitely knew we all knew we were going to take a running back. We just didn't know who. And when you ran that 4-3 at Indy, that 4-2, you opened everyone's eyes. So everybody go back to watching ECU tape like, man, Chris Johnson, man, what? And so you watch the tape and you see, man, he's not just a speedster. He is a runner. He's a running back. Right. You know what I mean? Got great balance. When you look at running backs, I look at the balance. That's something that you had, the balance and the toughness, the deliver a blow when need be. But also you got that get up and go at any given time. Man, if we had, man, listen, man. And it's funny.
That, I trained coming out of the draft, I trained with Ike.
Yep. Tom Shaw.
Yeah, Tom Shaw. So they see me every day.
Hey. Matter of fact, speaking of Tom Shaw, me and Ike was just talking about you. Tell a story about you and DRC, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, when y'all put on that weight vest. What 40 time did y'all clock?
I clocked a 4.3, like a low 4.3. I think like a 4.32, something like that. We put on the weight vest.
Yep.
Shaw was like run 85, 90%, don't go all out. I ran like 4.32.
With a weight vest on.
Yeah, weight vest on, yeah.
Running 80%.
80%. That's how I knew. I knew for a fact that I was gonna run the 4.2 at the combine. I just didn't know how low. That's why I just said 4.25. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I know something that we may never see happen, but during your prime, and watching the game right now, the fastest man in the league probably is Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
During your prime, if you and Tyreek Hill lined up, Tyreek in his prime, you in your prime, who win it?
Ain't nobody seeing me, man. Ain't nobody seeing me.
What if you throw John Ross in there? John Ross ran 4.2 at the combine as well. You throw him in there.
He ran 4.22. I still feel like his time a little bogus, but he got some get up. But you know that speed got to transfer to the field. You know what I'm saying? You got to transfer to the field. Like you got a lot of them track athletes that was just in Tokyo.
Yeah,
they probably can come run a faster 40, but they got to transfer to the field. And only that, you say John Ross, you say Tyreek, man, them guys are 170. I was 200 pounds when I ran mine.
No question.
200 pounds. I lose 20 pounds. Ain't no telling how fast.
And also, too, you got to factor in the competitor in you. When it's time to line up, we're not racing for a time now. I'm racing to beat you.
Exactly. I'm racing to beat you. So,
man, that'd have been pay-per-view type money right there. Oh,
man, how things going these days when they doing the celebrity boxing, all this type of stuff that they doing. Man, listen, if me and Tyreek Hill both played in the same prime at the time, I really believe we probably could have set up a pay-per-view match or something like that, man.
Hands down. I know I'd have paid $80 to see y'all run. Hey, I'd have paid whatever it was to see it in person.
Yeah.
No question. Two outstanding players, but you saying Tyreek wouldn't stand a chance.
Nah, man. I had gears, man. Tyreek, I feel like Tyreek is more like quicker, shifter, but man, listen, everybody know that longer stride is deadly.
No question. Yeah. And you were a smooth runner. It was so easy for you. It looked like you wasn't using a lot of energy.
Yeah, and that's what I think a lot of people, they get it misconstrued. Like you watch Tyreek play and you like, damn, he moving.
Yeah.
You watch me play, like I might not look as fast as I really am until you get out there on the field with me. You know what I'm saying?
Man, hey. No, that's the people like you, they're the most deadly to play against because it looked like you ain't moving fast, but you're moving fast because you're doing it so easy. It comes naturally. You know what I mean? It's like a glide and you smooth. And you're like, man, they used to tell us all the time, listen, if you give number 28 a crease, man, get ready to walk to the sideline because you're not chasing. You're not catching him. Once he gets to the second level untouched, you're not catching him. So we used to emphasize the defensive line, please play with the right gap integrity, because if he get to the second level to our linebackers and no one has touched him, man, y'all might as well start walking to the sideline. Field goal block team, get ready.
Yeah.
That was a scouting report. It was simple. Anytime CJ caught the ball, man, we holding our breath like, oh shoot, because we already know, DBs, we think we fast anyway. But man, playing against you, listen, y'all don't let this man get to the second level untouched, because ain't nobody standing a chance with this man out here.
Yeah,
man. So transitioning to your outstanding career, you were a Pro Bowler in your rookie year. Runner-up for the Rookie of the Year award behind Matt Ryan. Many people believe you should have won that award. I know you think you should have won that award as well. At what point did you think your second season in 2009 could be so special?
Man, I ain't even know, man. Like, me coming in, I feel like me coming in my first year having the success that I had, and me knowing my second year, like, it was going to slow down. Know what I'm saying? It was gonna slow down a whole lot more. Like, I went through a whole season, had 1,300 rushing yards or whatever. I just knew it was gonna slow down, and I knew the type of offensive line we had. I know the type of defense we had, but like probably 2 or 3 days before training camp, my offensive coordinator, Mike Hammond, called me. He was like, "Hey, I just want you to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? We giving you the keys to the car. It's finna, because my first year, me and Lindell, we shared the backfield. We split time in the backfield. Mm-hmm. He like, man, we finna give you the keys to the car. It's all yours. So I'm like, shoot, I'm ready. I knew I trained. I knew how hard I trained. I was ready. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I was ready. And, I stepped up to the plate, and I know that a lot of people probably ain't expect me to have that type of year or even to be the type of player. I don't think none of the league thought that I was going to be the type of player that I was and the type of career that I had. I know they didn't expect it, because there's no way that 4 running backs went ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially after you seen my highlight, you seen what I did. I ran the 4.24, all that at running back. Like, they didn't expect that. So, it probably caught a lot of people off guard, but I always knew what I could do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And some numbers to back what you're saying. You rushed for 197 yards in week 2, but wasn't until week 6 where you really went off. In 11 games, check this out, listeners and viewers. In 11 games, from week 6 to week 17, CJ rushed for 140 yards on average and over 1 touchdown per ball game. That was the consistent number. Every game was well over 100 yards. So in week 17, you needed 128 yards heading into week 17. Man, what were you thinking about? Did you actually believe you can get that number to be able to hit that magical 2,000-yard mark for the season?
Man, I knew I could get it, because you got to think throughout the whole year, man, it was just unbelievable, man. Like, every game, like, I'm either breaking a long one, or like you say, I'm going for over 100 yards. Like, and I knew how prepared we was. I knew how my offensive line prepared, and I know it wasn't, by the time it got to this, it was like not just me trying to get it, man. People on the team wanted me to get it more than I wanted to get it. Know what I'm saying? So we was all in. We was all in. So everybody, every single person on the team, every coach, everything, we was doing everything possible for me to get over 2,000 yards. Not only, we wanted to get the record. Know what I'm saying? Again, I had a 76-yarder. Was it 76 yards? 70-something yarder called back on the bogus holding penalty. Know what I'm saying? If they would have never called that 70-yarder back, I think I would have the most rushing yards in the season to this day.
And that game, you still got 134 yards on 36 carries. You know what I mean? Still had 134 yards on 36 carries to finish the season with 2,006 yards. A magical, magical year. Of the 8 running backs to run for at least 2,000 yards, only 4 have won the MVP that season. Why do you think voters went with Peyton Manning in 2009 instead of you?
I think it's a quarterback league. The quarterback always get it.
Yeah, it's a quarterback award.
A quarterback award. Like,
yep.
I just don't see there's no way. Just like they did me my rookie year, gave it to Matt Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
My next year, same thing happened, gave it to Peyton. I know, like, we ain't make the playoffs, but sure. I thought MVP, like, it's an individual award. Like,
yeah, it's supposed to be. And it's funny you mentioned that because his team was 14-2. So it's not just an individual award. They're factoring in overall team success, clearly based on what you just said.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I had 2,500 yards total. You know what I'm saying? 2,000 yards. I had 2,000 rushing yards. I had 500 receiving yards. Like, that never been done before.
And we don't know when we might see it again.
Never know. Like, all these numbers that I keep saying, like, them gold jacket numbers, man. Like, people ain't got some numbers. I don't care what they. I don't know if I'd be a first ballot, second ballot, or even make it. But I know the things that I've done, it ain't been done again. It never's been done. It might happen because they adding another game. I don't know, but it ain't been done. So
it's safe to say when you look at your career, everything you were able to do, all the accolades, all the numbers, you do believe you should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think I should. I think I should be in the Hall of Fame. I think I should be first ballot. Just on, I'm not going to sit here and just say just on my numbers solely, but I think Hall of Fame should go off of numbers, one.
Mm-hmm.
Two, I think it should go off. It got to be a player that kind of changed the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, before me, it wasn't no running backs going first. Like, no running backs my size going first round. They looked at us as third down backs.
Yeah, no question. No question.
As third down backs. After I did what I did, now you got guys going top 10, top 15, my size being every down backs.
Mm-hmm.
There was no such thing before I did what I did. After I did what I did, you got CJ Spiller, you got Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
All these guys, you know what I'm saying? You got Dalvin Cook.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the new wave. Now you can you see these teams drafting guys 195, 200, 205 pounds as they every down backs.
Yeah.
When I came out, you a third down back, a special team guy.
No question.
You know
You're a situational back.
You're a situational back. So I feel like I changed that era. So that goes into things that I feel like why I should be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
No question. And one thing I think the Hall of Fame should be about, the protocols for the Hall of Fame. And you let me know how you would feel about this, because when you look at playing the National Football League, the respect is there. You might not like a guy, you might not like the team he plays for, but you respect guys who go about their business in the right way. I think they should allow players that play in the same era, players that actually watch the game, the legends of the game, should be able to have a name on a card. See the name, Chris Johnson. Hall of Famer, raise your hand.
Right.
Because right now you have writers that dictate if this guy should get in the Hall of Fame, if this guy shouldn't get in the Hall of Fame. They never played against you. You know, the first thing I said when I intro you and I played against you, my job was to try to hit you, was I said one of the most feared players to ever play the game, one of the most electrifying players to ever play the game. I know what you brought to the table.
Right, right.
That's the thing that's missing, and it's unfair to some players when they don't get into the Hall. Because if your peers say he's a Hall of Famer, he should be in the Hall.
Exactly. I feel the same way. How can a writer be like he's not a Hall of Famer if he never played against me? Know what I'm saying? Like, I just told you what the Scott report was for you. If you let him get to the second level, start walking to the sideline. Get ready, to walk to the sideline, field goal, block 10, get ready, because this man's about to hit his head on the goalpost. Ain't nothing we can do about it. That's all that, and then, like you said, being consistent, doing what you did, put Tennessee on the map. You put Tennessee not literally on your back, but you put them on the map. Yeah, I think I'm the best. I think, and I can say this because I'm retired on that. I think I'm the best home run hitter in the history of the game.
Ooh, That's a good debate right there. That's good barbershop talk. That's good barbershop talk.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good one.
And the reason why I say that, because I think, I'm not sure the exact number. I think I got like 7 to 8 runs, like over 80 yards or 75 yards or something like that. Don't nobody.
Yeah, most runs are 75 plus yards ever. You have 7 over 75. That's ever in the history of the game.
Right.
I mean, you got numbers to back what you're saying.
I think the next closest person is like 3.
And that's not really close to 7, but it's close enough. I mean, that's the next closest person.
So I think it's 7 runs, and then I got a catch, 1 or 2 catches over 75. And I got like 9 plays over. Yeah.
And think about the plays that were called back. You just talked about a 70-yarder that was called back. I remember we played you one time in Tennessee. Yeah, and you took one back.
Come on, man.
You took one back on us 80. You remember that? You remember
that? Yeah, I remember. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's I think I am. But I leave it up to them. And they don't like when players like be cocky or try to name out their stats when it's trying to get in the Hall of Fame. So I don't want it to hurt me. But sometimes you got to speak up and say certain things so they know.
You do. You got to remind them, because sometimes they're a prisoner of the moment. You got to remind them. And like I said, man, if you ask anyone who played against Chris Johnson, anyone in the division or just in the NFL alone, feared.
Yeah.
He sparked fear in us. I ain't keep it real, because when you have that type of speed and that type of toughness and just being a football player, man, any given time you can beat us.
Yeah.
Man, this is good content right here, man. I hope you guys are soaking this up and loving this, man, because Chris Johnson's a man of few words, but he's letting us know right now, and no question, I do agree with you. At some point in time, you should get that gold jacket, because that's something that you should get because you deserve it. I know I'd never be close to be a Hall of Famer. I understand that. But you, man, you deserve that jacket. We had the similar conversation with LaShawn McCoy. You know what I mean? He felt the same way. You know what I mean? Guys, we respect guys like you who did it the right way and who we had to tackle. It's like, yo, or you know what? Just ask defensive players who played against him. Chris Johnson, should he be in the Hall of Fame? Yeah. Yeah. He'd be in the Hall of Fame. I'm mad because we didn't have you on our team, because we'd have had 2 more Super Bowls. So, I think you should be in the Hall of Fame. We would have had 2. Man, I'm hot about that. Man, I'm in my feelings about that, man. Because that year in 2008, we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In 2008, we won the Super Bowl. So that would have been your rookie year. Clearly, we could have went back another 2-3 times. And we did get back in 2010.
Yeah.
Man, I'm down bad, man. That messed me up, man. Hey, but we're going to transition. We're going to get ready to wrap it up soon, but we're going to transition. When you look at, transition into Arizona, you know what I mean? Play for BA, if I'm not mistaken. Any memorable moments when you were there in AZ with that group of guys?
Man, yeah, man. They welcomed me with open arms, man. Like, I remember first when I was going to Arizona, I'm like, dang, Arizona? I ain't never been here before. I don't know what kind of city it is, but man, when I got off the plane and got there, man, it's a beautiful city. Man, they just welcomed me with open arms. All the players, Pat P, Tyrone Matthew, all them, Larry Fitzgerald, man, all those guys, man, Carson. Man, it was a great situation. I loved every minute out there.
Yeah, and now, being retired, I know you still watch the game here and there, but your former team, the Tennessee Titans, they got a bell cow at the running back position in Derrick Henry. Yeah. I know when you look at the running back position, you said this before, Dalvin Cook is your number 1 running back in the league.
Yeah.
He's your number 1 running back in the league. And before we get to the next question, tell me why you feel like Dalvin Cook is the number 1 running back in the league.
Man, I'm kind of biased because I feel like I see me in Dalvin.
I knew you was going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
When I see him run that stretch, that stretch, mid-stretch zone, the inside zone and all that, man, it's just lovely, man. Mm-hmm. And I've been liking Dalvin since Florida State.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, he's been my guy since Florida State. And just seeing what he's able to do, he helped him out of the backfield, how he run that zone, the toughness inside the tackles, outside the tackles, all that. That's me all over again.
No question.
So that's it's kind of like 1A, 1B with him and Henry. Cutting shoe. Henry went 2000.
Yeah.
Ain't not that. You know what I'm saying?
No, you can't. You can't.
His toughness and how he able to, put the team on his back. Yeah. That's what I like. Like these days, they kind of making these they kind of making the running back by committee thing. And as a running back, you don't like that. I don't care if, they say, oh, yeah, it's a team thing, be a team player. That's cool. But where I come up watching football in my era, you got LT, Barry, Emmett, that is them.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it was just them. They were the feature guy.
Ain't no committee. No. I'm the every down back. Know what I'm saying? And that's what I respect. You look at Cook, you look at Henry, Zeke Elliott, those guys, man, them guys every down backs. They put it on their back. For 4 quarters, you finna get Cook for 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Ain't no 3 other backs. None of that. You finna get this for 4 quarters. And that's why I say I was a 200-pound back and you was getting me for 4 quarters, 4 down back. Ain't no 3rd down back, none of that.
No question. I love it. And I do see the similarities between you and Dalvin Cook. Not the 220, 230 type back, but guys are extremely tough. And if you're not careful, they can turn a 5-yard run into a 60 or 70-yard run at any given time. You're retired now, CJ. Made a lot of money, doing a lot of successful things in the community, well respected, but you also entrepreneur right now. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you're watching this on YouTube, you see he got a brim on, he got a shirt on. This man is into the coffee game. The coffee game, man. Tell us about your new coffee cafe and how our Florida listeners and viewers can check you out.
Well, I'm down here in Orlando, the Clearmont, Florida area. Just Love Coffee Clearmont. We got a nice food menu, coffee, tea, everything, cold brew, whatever you need, man. I just got into the coffee business, and what made me really do it, I wanted to get in something when I was transitioning out of the NFL to businessman and stuff, and I wanted to get in something to be able to help me to continue to, give back to the community and all those type of things. And with Just Love, they're big into that. So we got different little situations where we give back, stuff like that. We sell coffee, half of the proceeds. Well, my proceeds go to at-risk children around the Orlando area and stuff like that. So I wanted to get in something that would continue to help me give back. So I'm like, why not? You know what I'm saying? So I have my own store, and I'm also part owner of the whole entire brand. So I just really been focusing on that and, trying to make a bag.
Just Love Coffee Cafe. So your first spot is there in Orlando, Clearmont area. You have any visions of the next Just Love, the 3rd, the 4th? What you trying to do? I know you're trying to make this thing a national brand. What's next for you?
Well, right now, I think we're at like 28 stores that's open. By next year, we should have like 40 or whatever. So they're coming up something everywhere. I think our next big location is going to be opening up in Vegas. But yeah, man, we trying to do it big, man.
Man, when you open that thing up in Vegas, man, you got to make that thing a weekend, man. Get some guys out there, man.
Yeah.
Man, you feel me? Yes, sir. Make that thing a weekend, man, so we can go out there and support you. I'll definitely be out there with my shirt and my brim on. When you talk about the menu, you know what I mean? What's some of the favorite items on the menu?
Man, we got some breakfast tacos that's crazy. Our waffles is crazy. We got chicken wraps. Our cinnamon rolls. Our cinnamon rolls are fire, man. You know what I'm saying? And I like coffee, but I'm a big tea guy.
Yeah. Oh, you got tea also along with coffee.
Yeah, we got tea as well. So we got this blueberry.
That's major.
That is blueberry tea that I always get.
Ooh, blueberry? I never had that before.
Yeah, you gotta come check it out, man.
Hey, man. I love the support former guys doing big things outside of scoring touchdowns and catching passes, man. Just Love Coffee Cafe. If y'all a Chris Johnson fan, go support. If you're not a Chris Johnson fan, go support. That's what we do. We got to support each other, man, and make sure things are successful because good things happen to good people. And when you support people, good things will happen to you. That's how you receive your blessings. So, man, Just Love Coffee Cafe there in Orlando. He said he got multiple locations. And the next big one going to be in Vegas. We're going to go ahead and put that in the universe right now, let that manifest. And we're going to have a big shindig
in Vegas. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
We're going to have a big shindig. Before we let you go, we're going to transition to the superlative part of the show where I hit you with rapid fire questions. I want your honest, unbiased answer. Most famous person to tell you that you were on their fantasy team is who?
Lil Wayne.
Weezy.
Yeah, Weezy. Lil Tunchi. That's my boy, man. Tunchi.
Weezy F baby. When did he tell you that?
I went to a concert my rookie year. Having at Vanderbilt in Nashville. I went to a concert, and man, everybody that knows me know that I've been a diehard Lil Wayne fan since I was young. And he was doing a concert, and I remember I asked the security guard or whatever, can he take me to the bus to meet Lil Wayne? So after the show, he took me to the bus. Soon as I walk on the bus, he like, man, you on my fantasy team, you Chris Johnson.
Hey, you felt like you were that guy then, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, what? I was so surprised because, shoot, I'm in the NFL, but shit, I don't think he know me.
Yeah,
like, When he said that, I was blown, man. Like, what? It's crazy.
What's your favorite Wayne song of all time?
My favorite Wayne song is, man, he got so many.
He got a lot. I know. That's unfair. I can't even ask. You can't. It's hard picking one. I know.
Yeah, he got so many.
Yeah. All right. Most notable person to challenge you to a race?
Most notable, a cheetah. I raced a cheetah.
You mean a legit cheetah?
Yeah.
Like the cat, not a nickname.
Yeah.
When that happened?
I think that happened like in 2012 or something. It's on National Geographic.
I got to check that out. I didn't know you raced a cheetah.
Yeah.
Hey, you heard me. I said, you talking about a legit animal? Or
Yeah, animal. Yeah.
Okay. How far did y'all race?
We actually raced. It was like 30. It was probably like a total of 60 yards, but it's 30, run 30, touch the line, and come back.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did you make out in that race?
I barely lost.
Oh, man, fast.
Gotta check it out, yeah.
No question. All right. Last question for you. Best quarterback you ever played with?
Dang. I played with, well, okay. I got a name too.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I got a name too. For my passer, as far as just best, like straight quarterback, drop back passer, Carson Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
And just my all-around best playmaker, Vince Young.
Okay. And when you look at Vince, had a good career, but many people felt like he could have been one of the best. What do you think kind of hampered that development, being able to achieve everything that many people thought he could achieve? Because like you said, he was an exceptional player, athlete playing quarterback, had everything you would want, but he just didn't really take off like many people thought he would take off. What do you think hampered that?
Man, I think, just like I know, the reason why teams spend so much money on scouts and coaches and stuff like that, and why they spend so much time before they draft a player, because you have to bring them in the right system.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Got to be around the right coaches, the right offense coordinator. Like, you think about this, you bring Lamar Jackson in to a situation where you want him to be a drop back quarterback, he might not be as successful.
No question.
You got to know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you would have put VY in the type of offense like Lamar, or even the year I went for 2,000 yards, Vince didn't start the first 6 games.
Yeah, I remember that.
He came in the last 10 games. We started off 0-6 with Kerry Collins. Vince Young came in and played the last 10 games. We went 8-2.
Yeah.
And the type of offense we was running, the type of plays we was running, he was doing great. You know what I'm saying? He went 8-2. We almost made the playoffs. I feel like if Vince would have started from week 1,
y'all have made the playoffs.
We would have made the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about what type of offense you put him in. So
the situation.
I feel like Vince wasn't as successful as he could have been because he wasn't put in the right offense.
No question. A lot of people don't realize how important the situation is for players.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to do what that player has been blessed to do. It's almost like telling Steph Curry, we want you just to drive to the lane all the time. This man shoot threes.
Shoot threes. Take the three away from Steph Curry. He wouldn't be Steph Curry.
Exactly. But a lot of coaches, and you know this as well, being in the game for a long time, a lot of coaches, their ego won't allow them to change things to fit certain players.
Exactly.
Good coaches can make adjustments. Good coaches can change things up. Like you said, if you put Lamar Jackson in the offense that just only wants him to drop back, no, he ain't gonna get that MVP.
No, you ain't getting none of that.
No question. No question, man. Great conversation with Chris Johnson, man. CJ 2.5K joining me here. All things covered. Pat Peterson, Bryant McFadden. Man, make sure you guys go follow his coffee cafe. They got some outstanding waffles. He said them breakfast tacos on fire. The Instagram handle for the cafe is @JustLoveClearmont. Make sure y'all go follow him on Instagram and Twitter, and go follow Just Love Cafe, one of the best cafes in the state of Florida. And he's taking this thing nationwide. CJ, man, thank you for joining me here, man. It's a pleasure, man. Hey, whenever you want to get back on and let us know you about to do that opening in Vegas, come on. We're going to promote it. You know what I mean? Get us some gear as well and support you, man. One of my favorite running backs, and got to get you in the hall when that time comes.
Yeah, thank you.